here we are. We're live with Coffee Talk. I have Julianne and Theresa Morano. We have two of our awesome core members. Core team is what makes youth ministry run. They're rock stars. We've got a whole team of core team, but tonight we have Julianne and Theresa. They're going to be joining us, and let's pull them up real quick. Bloop, just like that. Hey, what's up?
Hello, what's up? Hi.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Hey.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm not Brian Rue. Probably change that real quick. Hold on. Adam Jarose. There we go. That's a leftover from when Brian Rue was here. I don't know if you. Okay. So, what's going on? How are you guys doing?
We're good.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
That's true.
It's been like long, but it's also been short. Like I can't believe it's been like 3 months now, but I feel like
I think more it's like 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
2.5. Yeah.
Getting to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel like it has been. Yeah, in some ways it has been quick, where it's just like, oh, we only got started. But then other ways I'm like, this is really dragging on.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you been doing? Actually, before we get started here, do you have anything good to drink?
We have water.
We have water,
but I have it in my St. Therese mug. It says St. Therese, my vocation is love.
Yeah, we have. Can you see them? We have some really nice.
We pulled out our nice mugs.
Oh, yeah. Pinkies up on that water. What's actually kind of fun is you drink some of the funnest water that I've ever drank. I mean, that Icelandic water. They always have these Icelandic water bottles that they bring in. And sometimes they leave it, and I'm like, man,
oops,
that looks delicious. Like just the bottle itself makes the water look really good, right?
I'm drinking like our tap right now, but
I have been making, like, I didn't get a chance to make it today, but I've been making the whipped coffee.
That's true.
That you're seeing all over the internet, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, a little bitter for me, but she really likes it, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Ani made that at the house, and big fan. It's so good, and it looks just like the pictures. Like when you make it, sometimes you really have to put a lot of effort in to make it really look nice. Like the way of making a good coffee drink look like it's an Instagram picture. You just pull it up and you're like, oh, and you put a little like cinnamon on it, and you're like,
I know. Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Watch out, Starbucks.
I know. No, I was thinking, I'm like, I bet Starbucks, when they open again, is going to have some sort of like whipped coffee drink that they've come up with.
Yeah.
Hey,
true. We're gonna put Kristen's comment up here. Hi, y'all. Hey, what's up, Kristen?
Hey, Kristen.
Hi.
Yes. Hey, so while we're talking, if there are any questions that people have, we love just taking questions. So at any point, if you have questions for us or wherever the conversation is going to go, throw it up there. We'd love to have it. Just put it up there. We'll have some fun, and we'll just talk about everything, But it's just kind of good to. Actually, you're the first core members that we have on Coffee Talk. I don't know how it took so long to get to this point, but we're there. And
we're here.
Yeah,
you have so many good people to interview there. So,
well, you know what? We're making our rounds. So, but yeah, I'm hoping to get a lot more core team involved with this now. Now that we're breaking the ice, now that
that'd be nice.
Yeah, we can do it. And I should have thought about this earlier because I was testing out, like, all right, how do we get this to work with having people that aren't coming in and doing it kind of face to face? So we did a couple with youth ministers that were, obviously not on the property, and it worked out pretty good. And so now here we are testing it out with. It's not even testing out anymore. We're just doing it.
Doing it.
We're in it to win it, and here we go.
Here we go.
Okay. So big things that have clearly happened, right? I mean, here we are talking youth ministry, and man, we miss having people around. Like we're a ministry is a people of people type of thing. You know, I mean, you can pull up EWTN, you can pull up Word on Fire, you can pull up a lot of these like high octane ministries that just have great cameras and like their graphics are unbelievable. You know, like Life Teen, you pull up and they've got Ike Nadolo up there and Emily Wilson. You're like, oh, I could just tune in with those guys.
Emily Wilson.
I love all these guys too. Don't get me wrong. You know,
Oh yeah.
but they're you can do that, and we're doing the digital things, and it's awesome. I'm glad that we can do it, but I can't wait to have face to face again. You know, when people are back in. So,
Sure.
let me ask you this before we get into the face to face stuff, because that's going to be coming hopefully sooner rather than later. I mean, we're not talking years from now, but
Thank gosh.
you know,
Who knows?
what have you been doing during quarantine to stay sane and stay prayerful?
Here's the thing. We've actually like a lot of St. Greg's, like all of your live
Yes.
streams and everything. Because if you think about it, like I'm involved with Edge, Teresa's involved with Life Teen, and we're both involved in young adult ministry or in the young adult amped and everything. So we're on all the live
my gosh,
streams,
yeah.
all the chats, and it's been really good because it keeps us like with other people,
Yeah,
like
connected.
even now connected. So
And for me, it's always really nice when the weather is nice, so I can get out and like take walks. Like that's what's been really helping me is being able to get out into the sun and get some
Yeah.
physical activity in there. That's been really helpful.
yeah, oh definitely. Though it's supposed to like snow on Friday.
Oh, I'm so sad.
I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest.
Okay, we won't.
No, we can talk about it. We're here to talk about anything, you know. But
Snow in May.
yeah, the weather has just been awful. You know, I mean, winter was pretty mild. You know, like we didn't get blasted with snow or some
True.
big deep freezes or anything like that. It was pretty mild. But spring has just been one of the worst springs I can remember. You know,
I know.
a whole lot of snow. Well, actually, not a whole lot of snow. Just like bad.
Yeah.
Flurries would come in April. Not even like early April,
Mhm.
late April. It's like, what are we doing here? And now we're taking a look at May. It's chilly outside.
Mhm.
The days have been somewhat sunny, you know, and plants are still going green. But I want it to be like 85 already.
No,
I
I need it.
I'm ready for that.
Oh my goodness.
So, Jackson says it snowed on Mother's Day a few years ago.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Blocked
Fun
it out.
times.
I blocked that out of my memory.
I know.
I was like, you know, and you know, Jackson
You know-
dropping truth bombs here.
Thanks, Jackson.
You know, I'm okay with it being a little colder, like as long as it's not like snowing or raining, because I'll still like bundle up and like go outside and walk and yeah. So that's
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's terrible. I mean, we could be out shoveling like 2
Mhm.
feet of snow.
That's true. That's true.
Way to stay optimistic. You're right.
I know.
I'm feeling better already. You know.
Good.
Okay, so you've been jumping into the live streams, staying connected in community messaging, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to doing the most when this is all done? You know,
Ooh.
out.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I don't know.
Seeing people.
I know. Basically, just being able to like, first of all, like just go out and like
Mhm.
not have to worry as much when you go out.
Mhm.
And then also like, yeah, just seeing people, just getting together. I want to see my godchild.
Yes.
I've been FaceTiming her. I want to get back to Edge and to St. Greg's and
Yes.
seeing everyone. So, I mean, basically, I think like the same as everyone else, just being able to see people face to face. Give
Or
them a
not
hug.
through a screen.
yeah, give them a hug. Be within 6 feet, but yeah, we're looking forward to just having the connection again and really getting back to what we were doing before. Hopefully,
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's going to be a glorious day. Get it
really.
back together, especially with, you know, middle school, because Edge,
Yeah.
you guys go crazy, you know, like, and those
It's gonna be
those kids are
great.
going to go nuts. You know,
They are. You think they had energy before? They've been storing up energy for like 2 months.
yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
And same with Life Teen. You know, like
Yeah.
try to get the teens back together, young adult, all the age groups. You know,
All of them.
Yes.
Just
get them all back together. That's
See everybody.
yeah.
a big picnic.
That would be fun.
Yeah, there's talks about all of that. You know, and I don't know what's set in stone at the moment, but
Oh yeah,
the
it's
Great
not.
Race is always a big thing for the parish, right? That's a big
Yeah.
community event. It's a big thing.
Mhm.
I don't think the race is going on. Maybe it is. I don't know what's set in stone. So
Yeah.
if it doesn't go on, there's talk about doing like a big parish, party.
Oh,
And depending on how the timing of this kind of falls into place and if things are open,
Mhm.
it would be awesome to have like just a youth ministry section where we just go create like have a couple of tents or something and say, all right, guys, youth ministry,
Yes.
we're going nuts. Everyone bring a dessert. Let's get sugared up and just
Mm.
put on some music and dance.
Dance. Just
Woo.
dance. I know.
Yeah.
Woo. I know. That would be that day. That's what we're gonna look forward to then.
Yes.
That'll be great.
Yes.
It'd be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so we have this on the horizon. It's gonna kind of get back into whatever normal is going to be.
Yeah.
If there.
Whatever.
What do you think is going to be the biggest takeaway from all of this? Like, is there going to be something that we walk away with that we keep kind of in motion, or do you think it's just going to be like, we're going to get back into life as usual?
Well, I was saying in my small group at Life Teen on Sunday how like so many like little things we're not able to do anymore. So just like not taking the little things for granted, like going out and like seeing our friends, things like that. Just not taking things for granted, I guess you could say, and just being very grateful for everything.
Yeah. And I mean also like just that the church the physical aspect of the church has been taken away from us, but the spiritual aspect like hasn't. And just to be able to keep up with that after the fact with like all of the spirituality, even when we go back to church, and just kind of, and like you said, not take it for granted anymore. And hopefully never.
Yes.
And that's so easy to kind of do, like when you're just in the ins and outs of life, you kind of get into the rhythm and you kind of block off your time of church and prayer life. And I'm not saying you specifically, but I think generally, and even for myself, like you kind of get into that rhythm where I think this has really opened up good opportunity for growing in faith, just having life on pause for a little bit and saying, wow, okay, Lord, I hear you in this, and I've been feeling that myself of just, all right, Lord, what are you calling me to do?
Yeah.
And that's just spend more time with Him, just on a personal level. Have you been feeling that same type of call yourself, or what do you think God is teaching you in this moment?
Yeah, wow. Well, I mean,
Playing hardball here,
Woo! So, I mean, I do know, like, when this all started, like, the first few days, and even as, like, we've been going, we're like, wow, we're, like, praying a lot more. Like, you've been doing the rosary we always do a family rosary, but, like, to be able to do it on Instagram with everyone else, and just, like, you have the adorations going on. And I was doing with a friend almost like a one-on-one Bible study where we read through the book of Luke, and then we'd like text each other every day, like about the different chapters. And that's just some things that we just really hadn't done before. And it really it's like, oh, wow, like, is it that do we now have time to do it, or like can we still like will we still be able to continue to do that even after? And I think we really can. And yeah,
and I know with like Exodus 90 you talk about like it takes like this long to like create a habit, and I definitely think we have created like habits with our prayer life, with like having specific times where we like sit down and pray and do these different things to grow in our faith. So I think we will be able to continue with that even once we're able to come back to church, also have those times at home to grow in our faith.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, habits. Yeah, and that I think that's one of the strengths of doing Exodus 90, is having those 90 days of putting in discipline and ascetic actions in your life that really carry on after the fact. Because you get past the, I don't know if I want to do this, and there's some things that you don't really want to do. Like culture never get easier. You're done with them when they're done. Some guys, they're like, oh yeah, I'm totally into it, but some things you leave on the side. but it's good to have that mechanism of being intentional, right? Because then it really snaps things into place that you can hold on to for a while. And for us, we were still in Exodus 90 when this went into place. So in some ways, I feel like we're continuing that because that faithful journey that we started in Exodus 90 still really continues, because there really was a pouring out of fruit from that. And with society being locked down, there's almost like bonus time for that. I'm glad that we're done with the ascetic side, but the spiritual side continues on, and the discipline that we had from that just continues to move through it. So I can appreciate where you're leading with that, Okay, so yesterday, just to change gears here for a second, yesterday was Star Wars Day.
Oh yeah,
it's true. It was.
It was Star Wars Day.
Are you Star Wars fans?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We're not like super fans though. We don't know like all the different names of the starships and all the planets. We're just like, yeah, we like it. Princess Leia.
We have seen all the movies. With our parents. Our parents started going to see the movies like back when they were dating, and then we've the tradition almost going on. And yeah, we've seen every Star Wars movie together.
I saw them very much out of order though, because I saw episode 7 first.
Hey, it's okay. We're not here to judge you.
Thank you.
I mean, for me, I saw episode 1 first, like a long time ago, and it wasn't very thrilling. So I'm like, oh, this
pod racing, y'all.
This is Star Wars, okay.
Well, if you're walking into Star Wars watching episode 1, God bless you that you're still around for it.
I mean, if other people like episode 1, that's great.
Yeah,
but we were just like, oh, okay. Star Wars, yes.
Jackson jumps on here. May the 4th be with you, and with
Jackson,
your
spirit.
With your spirit. What do they call today? Today's the 5th. The Revenge of the 5th.
Revenge of the 5th, yeah.
And then what is it? Return of the 6th or something? What is it?
Probably
tomorrow?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Just go through the entire month each day.
I just remember last year for the Edge spring retreat, it fell on like May the 4th, and we got like Star Wars donuts.
Star Wars donuts.
Yeah, well they were like Galaxy donuts. And
okay, because I was like, what makes them like specifically Star Wars?
And it was a lot of fun.
Yesterday, I went to Wegmans and I picked up Star Wars cookies.
Yes.
And
that's cool.
Wegmans makes the fresh sugar cookie, and then they mark them up. And so you had like C-3PO and
that's cute.
Yeah, it was cool. And Izzy didn't get to indulge because she didn't eat her dinner. Well, she didn't eat her vegetables. So, sorry, no cookie.
Sorry,
Izzy, you gotta eat your vegetables.
I eat my vegetables. Yeah, you can eat bread. We actually ate the cookies in front of her while we were still at the dinner table. It's like you still have the opportunity to eat a cookie if you just eat the broccoli. You can even eat a carrot. You gotta pick one. And she's like, no, I can't do this. I can't do that.
I can't do this. Oh, Izzy.
All right, your choice. Do I get down now? Have you had enough of our torture?
Oh, Izzy.
Yeah, but Yeah, they're delicious. I threw on episode 9. Right, it just came out yesterday on Disney Plus. So I threw it on. Ani went to bed. I threw it on. I fell asleep. Not even 20 minutes into it.
There you go. That's all right.
I woke up just as like Ray was, like walking in the desert, like that final like snippet.
Yeah.
I was like, I missed everything.
Oh my gosh. I know. I had The Force Awakens was on TV yesterday, and then Return of the Jedi, and we kind of, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And we kind of had those playing like
In the background.
in the background.
Yeah, episode 8 came on, and I was like, is this episode 8? Because we just finished watching Coffee Talk, where we were all like, oh man, episode 8 though.
Oh, we trounced. You know what? Don't even get me started on episode 8.
Okay, we were.
I'll just spend the rest of the time making fun of episode. It's the worst, you know.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, did you like it?
I mean, like, it's Star Wars. It was good. I think it was like the least favorite of like the 3 that they made.
Here's the thing,
8.
though. When did it come out? Did it come out like 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
2017, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't seen it since it came out. So honestly, all I really remember is the kid with the broom.
I know.
Kid with the broom.
The broom.
Who is that guy? You know, we'll never know because they'll never go back to him.
You never.
The kid's just he's gonna be more like Mickey Mouse in Fantasia, where he's just gonna be like, and you know, the broom's just gonna go and do the broom thing, you know.
It's gonna go. Oh my goodness.
But it's okay. Disney owns them, so they might as well, you know.
They might as well. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So you guys are Disney fans, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
You guys go to Disney like maybe 30 or 40 times a year.
No.
I mean, no, but
All right, let's talk Disney for a second, right? Because
Okay.
you're my people. I like Disney. You like Disney. We got to spend a couple minutes talking about Disney.
Sure.
Technically, we have been talking about Disney because Star Wars is Disney, but we're just gonna segue here.
All right.
What's your favorite part of the Disney World, like the park?
Ooh.
I love Magic Kingdom so much because it's just like Disney, like the first. Well, not the first. I mean, Disneyland was the first, but you know, it's like Disney, like the authentic Disney.
Yeah.
I guess you can say.
Mm-hmm.
I just really love Magic Kingdom.
I love Magic Kingdom, but my park has always been Epcot. I've always liked Epcot. I'm really into like all the historical things, so like the historical aspect of like all the countries. And then Soarin' is my favorite ride.
Soarin' is really good.
So I love Epcot.
Although Soarin' over California or Soarin' over the world.
I don't know.
I liked Soarin' over California better.
I have no idea.
Wait, are there 2 options inside of?
No.
It used to be. So I think Soarin' started out in the California parks.
Yeah.
So and then they
believe so.
brought it to Epcot. So it was called Soarin' over California, and they used like scenes from California. And they brought it to Epcot, but then they made Soarin' around the world mainly for Epcot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Epcot has
Yeah,
all the
Epcot
different
has the
countries.
countries.
I just put that together.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like Soarin' over California better, actually.
I don't know.
Maybe
I
it's
just enjoy Soarin'.
Yeah, maybe it's just because it's like the first one that I did that one first. So
man, we're planning a Disney trip with the family for October, right? So I'm getting all pumped up for this.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Fingers crossed, but it looks like it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I think.
Looks like we're gonna be all right. Oh, Jackson jumping on here. Jackson loves Disney Hollywood Studios.
Star Wars Land
Yeah,
is
Star Wars Land is
really good.
Is really good. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
The two new Star Wars rides are my favorite rides now.
Oh,
They're really,
no kidding.
Yeah, they're so good.
they're really good.
The old Star Wars one, I get motion sick on these types of rides, right?
Oh yeah.
I
No,
don't do
me too.
rides well. You know, I take the easy ones, you know, just Soarin' I can do, that's fine.
Mhm.
But once you start getting swirls in there and upside down, there's not many upside down rides, but
No.
not
yeah.
into that.
Same
Mhm.
same thing with me, but I did fine on the Star Wars
Mhm.
rides.
Yeah.
They were quite Yeah, they were quite smooth most
Yeah.
of the time.
The new one, the Han Solo one, is kind of like Star Tours, but less bumpy. And there's like three rows.
Like there's
like
three
Star Tours.
roles that you can play.
Yeah.
basically.
And I was in like the second row, so it like wasn't like right in front of me, and I didn't get dizzy, but you still had the full experience.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
they're really good.
They're good rides. They're good rides.
Epcot is my favorite park. You know,
I love Epcot.
It is a good park.
we were booking restaurants, so we're going to be doing Germany.
Ooh.
We were looking to get into Italy, but it's all booked up. So
Yeah.
you snooze, you lose. I guess 6 months off. So we're excited about all that.
We're not that adventurous when we go to eat in Epcot. We always end up in the America Pavilion.
I know.
It's classic though. You know, you got those.
We end up with the hot dogs and hamburgers, but it's okay.
Yeah, we know what we're eating.
That's true.
Although I feel like when we were really, really little, like the first time we were there, didn't we go and eat in China?
We did. We ate in China.
Ooh.
I just remember dropping my chopsticks on the ground because I didn't know how to use them.
There you go.
There you go.
They had to bring us forks. Oops.
I'm done with these.
And then all that. But
oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think I've eaten at every place. Mexico might be my favorite though. You know, you sit in there, you got the little ride that goes through.
Oh, I love that indoor area.
It's great. I love that.
Love it.
One time when we were there, Julianne's friend texted her and said, like, take a picture of a guy in a sombrero in the Mexico pavilion. And we were like, okay. So we were trying to find like a cast member guy wearing a sombrero, and we couldn't find one. So we put a sombrero on my dad and took a picture and sent it to our friend. We were like, sorry, this is the closest we could get.
When I used to work there, we've had this conversation before. And my roommate down in Florida, he was from Mexico. And he was awesome. There was actually 4 of us in the apartment, but me and him split a room, and we did like everything together down there. And so every time we would go to Epcot, I'd be like, "Hey, Joel, you know, why don't you throw on the sombrero?" And he'd be like, "No, man, I can't do it." You know, and he was just so funny. It was just good-hearted, but we were always grabbing food from there. You know, like we were just, it was awesome. But other times, you know, he would talk about, you know, being Aztec. You know, he'd be like, "Yeah, man, I'm like Aztec. You know, we're going through the temple now." You know, it's like, you know.
There you go.
Yeah, but it was just a ton of fun. He was awesome. I just love that pavilion. Awesome. You're always meeting people from all around the world there. You know.
I know. Yeah.
There's a church down there, Mary, Queen of the Universe. I don't know if
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that place.
Wow.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gorgeous in there. You know, that's the place where I go for mass when I'm down there. And
Yes.
I lived within walking. I would walk there on Sundays when I worked there, and so you would just walk down there. You know, it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day to take the walk to mass, but then also the grounds there are beautiful. You know.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Inside they have this beautiful chapel that stained blue glass, and so the whole chapel's like this blue.
Yeah.
I love Mary's Rosary Garden. Like each stepping stone is like a bead in the rosary.
Yeah,
I love that.
Wow. That is cool. When I was down there, I took a video for my grandma so I could show her. I'd be like, "Oh, Grandma, you got to take a look at this." And it was like the worst video ever. You know, it's like, "Hey, Grandma," you know, like me just walking around the grounds to the church. You know.
I've done that before.
But being outside in that rosary garden, I mean, it really is just beautiful, you know. And they had was he the lector? I don't know who he was, but he would be the guy who always does like the announcements at the beginning of mass. You know, he must have come from some sort of, you know, film school or some acting school. Be like, "Welcome to Mary, Queen of the Universe," you know, and then everyone would be like, "Hey," you know, and
Hey, hello.
you're like, "Okay, we're at Mary, Queen of the Universe," you know.
We go, we're usually there on Christmas, and we
Mhm.
always go to Mary, or in Florida on Christmas, and we always go to Mary, Queen of the Universe, for Christmas Mass.
It's so beautiful because there are people from all over the world just
Mm.
packed. You've seen the church, so it's huge.
And it
That
is
place is
packed.
huge. It's packed, standing room only. By the time mass starts, and there's just people from all over the world, and it's just so beautiful. It shows how the church is. It is the universal church. Like, look at all these people from
Mm.
all over the world. I remember one time we had like people from Ireland standing like a few feet in front of us.
Yeah, we've seen all the different cultures. It's so great when just being there with everyone and just seeing like, oh my gosh, like it
We all
doesn't.
believe the same
Yeah,
thing.
we all believe the same thing, even though we've never met. Like we aren't from the same place, and it's really beautiful. You have to get there an hour in advance though.
Oh my gosh.
If you want a parking spot on Christmas
Yes.
Day.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe Christmas is nuts there to begin with,
Yeah.
but then you get all the Catholics who want to get out for mass, and that's like that's the place, and, and people do pack in there. So with being a part of this universal church, actually, this is probably a good segue into conversation about just the universality of the church being everywhere. Like the church is on every continent, all over the place. You've got almost 1.5 billion Catholics out there, and it's so awesome to be able to see them, worshiping. So like World Youth Day is on the horizon.
Yeah.
World Youth Day kind of appears on Coffee Talk a lot here, but
A good subject.
yeah, it's world, right?
Mm.
World, and we're youth and day, and all that. But what's awesome about that is when you see so many people together from all around the country, just or all around the world, it's really inspiring, because not only is it just, we got people from New York here, we got people from Pennsylvania here, and like that's cool, right? But you get people from Ireland, like you were saying, or Mexico, Australia, and people you don't normally converse with, about faith, but here you are praying together.
Praying together, yeah.
When I was working down there, I would see people at mass that I wouldn't have thought that were Catholic. I was just like, oh, holy cow! And I knew people from all around the world. You got the international program that's there, and so you have all sorts of international students that are coming into to work there too. So you befriend a lot of them, and you're like, holy cow, like you're Catholic, and then you start up that conversation like, well, tell me about home then. Like, what do you guys do at home, or like what customs you have? Because a lot of the customs are different around the world. Like the mass customs or the mass is the same, but the customs might be different.
Mm-hmm.
Like with my friend Joel, we would talk about some faith things, and the way that they did stuff down in Mexico was different than how we do things here in Buffalo. And
Oh yeah.
My confirmation sponsor was actually a missionary in Ghana, Africa for 3 months, I believe.
Yeah,
And
3
I
months.
remember her telling us about how when they would bring up like the offertory, they'd like dance the gifts up to the altar.
Yeah.
And I remember I told that at Life Teen one time, and the kids were like, "Oh man, we should do that at St. Greg's."
And it's funny because sometimes we where's a mono when you need him? We think some of that liturgical dancing is cringeworthy, where we're just like, oh, because we've seen some liturgical dancing that was just super inappropriate, just terrible, and you think like, what are we doing, and almost like the recreation of it from like authentic cultures that are like just crushing it and putting that in well, and you say, well, we're going to do that too, and then they do it, and you're like, what are you doing? Like,
Like no.
no.
Worked the way we thought it would.
So yeah, I don't know. It's curious. I love seeing African masses. Like because everyone is up and moving. Everyone's grooving. The music is just so vibrant, and people are in it. They're bouncing. They're singing their hearts out. And sometimes you go to mass up here, and you get the
You're like,
No. Yeah.
and no one's singing or saying anything, and you're like, okay,
Like, yes. All right.
you know.
Well,
So it is just
no.
it is just fascinating to see.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's cool being Catholic. Catholic meaning universal. Universal.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely.
So yeah, so that's cool. You guys have travel plans for when this breaks up? You guys going anywhere fun?
I don't know. I mean, like I know that in August my friends and I, they might be watching. Hello, you know who you are. We're trying to go to Florida in August to Disney. We'll see what happens with that. But
my travel plans are walking out of the house.
yeah, that's true. First, we got to get out of the house. But
Hey, Lauren.
oh, hi, Lauren. Oh, hi, Abe. So,
Oh, hey,
yeah, so I don't know. Well, hopefully in August. We'll see.
Well, that would be pretty cool. Back to Disney.
Yeah, it would be at Disney. So,
Is there any other place in Florida? Right?
I know where else would we go? But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I love Florida.
Mm-hmm.
it's a beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We did our honeymoon down in Florida. And
Oh,
we started off in Miami, and then we did kind of did like a Florida trip. So we did Miami down to the Keys, and then to the Keys to Disney World, and we ended up in Orlando. And it was awesome. It's just warm. There's something fresh about it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like it. Can't wait to go back.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, so you got those plans on the horizon. Hopefully, all of this
Hopefully.
works out, and you're able to.
Lord.
Yeah.
Speaking of World Youth Day, I mean it's 3 years away now at this point. I'm not looking for commitments, but does something like that interest you? Like, would you be interested in going on a pilgrimage?
Yeah. I mean, like I've been to the March for Life 9 times.
I think I've been
So
7
I
times.
just know that's like it's a large scale but smaller scale than that. I would love to be able to go to World Youth Day, especially this upcoming one because it's in Lisbon and near Fatima, and of course with Michael we were in Fatima the musical.
Has a special place in our
Yeah,
hearts.
it really does. So prayers. Hopefully that's something that we can do.
Man, I'm gonna be 23 by then.
23?
Yeah.
You're so old.
I know. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I would love to do that. It's
That would
it's like on
be-
my bucket list, like
Yes.
World Youth Day.
That would be very cool.
Man, and you know what? Tying it in with Fatima is really cool. Having World Youth Day as a part of that. In Poland, they really tied in with the local saints that were there. And Abe just said, he was talking about, being in Krakow. And they really pull in the locals. There they had Saint Faustina, they had John Paul II, they brought in Maximilian Kolbe, because he passed in the camps at Auschwitz, in Poland, and so they really made use of that. So I'm really curious to see how they make use of Fatima and a lot of the local culture and saints that are there. And when I was much younger, I would have been like, saints, like, can we do something cool? Like, is there going to be like awesome rock concerts and stuff like that? And there is that too, like there's a lot of fun, like bebopping type of stuff. But man, when you dig into the faith and you start hearing a lot of these stories, you hear a lot of these accounts, and you're visiting a lot of these sites. Wow, that really opens up your faith life, and that's a really cool thing. So I'm excited to be able to go back. Like going on pilgrimage is a really cool thing. But then doing it with World Youth Day is just an incredible experience. Like you do not forget a World Youth Day experience. Like it's just amazing. So Wow.
How many World Youth Days have you been to, Adam?
I've been to 2 World Youth Days. Um, then I did a pilgrimage to Rome. So,
Wow.
so in 2005, we did a World Youth Day that was in Germany. So we did Germany and the Netherlands. So we had a side trip up into the Netherlands. And then 2007, we did Italy, which was Rome and Assisi. And then in 16 was Poland. So then we did World Youth Day in Poland. And that was awesome. Totally blew me. Each trip very unique. Unique. And I thought, after I was done with Italy, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm a pro now. Like so when Poland came around, I'm like, it's gonna be great for whoever we're taking. I've been there, done that kind of thing. But just totally rocked my
Yeah.
world.
Mhm.
I did have the opportunity, and I think it was 2002 when it was up in Toronto. I had the opportunity to go. I had the invite, the opportunity, could have went, and I turned it down. I was like,
Oh,
and I was a teenager. I was still in
mm,
school at the time. I was a senior, junior, or senior. I was a senior. I was probably a senior.
mm.
I graduated 2002. So, was it 2002? Oh my god! Now I'm blank. I'd have to go back and look now because now I'm doubting myself.
Like,
Maybe it's 2000.
I don't know. Anyone know on here?
I wouldn't
But
remember.
yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
feel like
that's what I
yeah.
get for just shooting from the hip. Like, what was it? Whatever year it was, I was still in high school. I had the opportunity to go to see
Mhm.
JP2, and I just didn't. I was just like, meh.
Mhm.
And like that's kind of how I was. I was just like, if someone pushed hard enough, if someone was like, Adam, you really need to go to this, but it was more like hey, you want to go? Eh, I don't know. What
Like,
do? Just do mass? Like we're just gonna drive for mass? No thanks. And
mhm.
that was my mentality of it. But really regret now not doing that because it was a World Youth Day driving distance, and now that I know what World Youth Day is, I'm sad that I missed all the activities that went with that. But then to see JP2 would have been awesome.
Mhm.
Oh, hey, a little shout out to John Malik.
Hello.
Look, he's got the JP2 logo there. Look at that. Talking.
Oh
Ooh.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, John? Good to see you.
Graham.
Yeah. So, yeah, pilgrimage. Pilgrimage. What I'd like to do, speaking of pilgrimage here, and we've been talking this with the young adult team, is putting together a pilgrimage up to Montreal. This year, we were talking about just doing it as a core team, like going up there for, just a little trial run, like almost like a
Yeah.
little core retreat,
Hmm.
get a lay of the land, and then next year doing it as a young adult trip
Oh, that would be so nice.
as kind of a prep for World Youth Day. But since World Youth Day has now moved out, and this year's kind of shot because we're not doing any, like the year is just kind of scratched.
Yeah. Like who knows?
Oh, so all of this stuff is just getting moved back a year. So maybe next year we'll take a core stab at it. We'll do a young adult core trip up there. Maybe we'll open it up to the other young adult or the other core teams too. But
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Oh, that would be nice.
and then do a young adult trip and then World Youth Day. So
Mhm.
Corona's really screwing up our gears here, but
Like who knows? I know, but it's okay.
it's all right. We'll be okay.
Like God's telling us, like, aha, you wanted to be in control of your life. No, wrong.
Wrong. We're gonna move it back a year.
Yeah.
So, but that hey, we're on God. We're always on God's time, so I'm not gonna be picky about it.
Yeah. Oh,
He knows
yeah.
what he's doing
Mhm.
stuff. But hey, we are. I don't know where the time goes on these things.
I know. I was like, the last time I looked at the clock, it said 1:45, and all of a sudden it's like 2:15.
Yeah, it's been 45 minutes, almost 45 minutes
Yeah.
of coffee talk. So this is probably a good spot to kind of wrap it up and leave you. So thank you very much for hopping on.
Thank you for
Thank you,
having
Adam.
us.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys do a lot for youth ministry, for youth and young adult ministry. So
Enjoy it.
We enjoy
Your
it.
effort is super appreciated. Appreciated. And yeah, thank you for what you guys do. And you mind if I put you on the spot and close us in prayer?
Sure, let's do it. All right. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, thank you that we are able to all still be connected even through this time. God bless everyone who is watching this and for all of their intentions. We pray for those who are affected and infected by the coronavirus. And we just lift this up through the intercession of Our Lady. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. In the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Guys, thank you very much. And we just got Jackson through on here. And actually, I love this myself. I don't remember where I heard it. This is kind of one of those quotes that gets kicked.
Yeah.
If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
Indeed.
It's true.
Indeed.
And he's like, oh, okay, that's a nice plan. That's nice. But I got something better for you.
I got
like,
something
oh,
about that,
the key is just being open to wherever God is taking you. And this way, when the doors open that you weren't expecting come along, hey Lord, is that from you? And you just discern that out, and away you go. Guys, thanks again. Thanks for everyone who tuned in, and for those who are watching this after the fact. You guys rock, and we're praying for you. So we'll see you soon. And well, I don't know if I'll see you soon. We'll see you sooner or later.
One over the screen or in person, whichever happens first.
Whatever happens first. All right, you guys have fun. I'll see you.
All right, bye, Adam.